So this tournament is still going. I just have finished watching YouTube Chess Channel, and that YouTube Chess Channel is the one where Grandmaster USA is, and I watched the Fide Master coaching the juniors, and very, very entertaining. Lots of good ideas from it. Anyway, so it's really good to come back to basics sometimes. And even though it's not necessarily basic when we watch a Fide Master at work coaching juniors and adults too, like me even. So anyway, I watched that. I really enjoyed it. I loved the way he brings it to the kids, to the young juniors and that sort of thing. He speaks candidly about that piece is in prison. Why do you want to capture it for your wonderful, lovely night? And he gives it, he sort of goes to task about it. But anyway, this tournament is still going. Okay, so I thought, well, I'll play one game. And this is the reason why I could say some things, but I'm not going to. But this is what happens. This is why I do a chess channel for these sorts of things. I was thinking of just actually showing the Grandmaster win that I had, or just making a short video of it just for my introduction video to say, who am I? Well, this is what can happen. But I generally lose to those sorts of players. But anyway, here's a game that I just played one game, and guess what happened? Guess what pops up? Is 2497. Oh no. Oh, I'm just wanting to play in the end of this tournament. I want to play someone that is pretty easy. But what do I get? I get a very hard opponent. I get a 2497 player. How can I get one of those when I'm at the end of the tournament? Did this player just play in one game? So I have to play this player. If I don't play this player, guess what? I'm going to lose by default, and I will lose a couple of points. So I played this player. Oh, great. So here we go. This is why I do a YouTube chess channel, because you never know what's going to happen next. Okay, so because of the coaching session for me tonight, I'm already looking at this weak d6 pawn, and this pawn has been moved to e6, which is nothing wrong with that, of course. And I'm also thinking, before here, I'm actually thinking of moving this knight out to a3, and thereby be able to move it to c2 or to c4 or b5. Okay. So here's knight bd2. I chickened out. b5. That's not very nice. That's a bit aggressive. b4. King h1. A move that was not suggested to play in the person's game on the internet. So now black's looking to get rid of their white squared bishop. So, and I'm thinking, where am I going to move my queen? So I'll move my rook to b1. So I don't know why I did that, but I did. Queen c7, and then we've got, so this will be just about one of my better games. This will be one of my highest rated wins. In fact, it might just about be. Is it? I think it's 2-5 is the record. So here I was thinking of playing d5, but I was thinking, no, I'm going to keep developing. I go here, and it's a little bit tangy here, because this knight is actually defending the queen. If this knight ends up taking this d4 pawn or something like that. So here comes knight d5. So I just think quickly on my heels because I was going down in time a little bit. So I think I better take that because I don't really like it. That knight on d5 looks quite good. And my one, I'm a piece up right now. I'm a piece up. And I even threaten the queen. See, I'm threatening to take the queen. So here, and I'm also threatening to take it this way as well. I haven't worked out which actual way the knight does move, but one of those moves will suffice to win the queen if it was my turn again. So bishop d3, and now it's bishop a6. So I, of course, after having a coaching session, play the most obvious move on the board, which is the best move on the board. The best move on the board is, of course, and I'm going to finish this before, guess what? Before the tournament finishes, I'm going to have this session over, just so you can see this wonderful game. I think, well, here's my opportunity to play the best move on the planet. And everyone knows what that move is f5. And I also watched a Perk second stage opening, the second part of the chapter. So here's bishop d3, queen d3, knight e7. And so simply now, it's about, I could hide the score, or you could have a look at it. So it's a few moves away and my opponent resigns. So how do I do that? I went fg6, hg6. So it's your move now. It's pretty simple to find some reasonable moves for white here. Knight g5. Now this threatens just rook lift or knight lift, and if f5, the best move on the planet, then knight goes into e6. So my opponent played rook f8, and upon this move, resigned. I went, wow! And so that's it. So what was my move? Maybe you want to have a look at it next time, but I will let you off the hook. It's this move. Bang. Oh, that's pretty hard to meet, isn't it? Now what happens now is, this is the threat, of course, queen h7 checkmate. If the rook moves to give the king a square on f8, then queen h7 check is already sent there. Queen h7 check, king f8, and then we have rook f7 check, because if the rook moves over here or so, then the king can still move here, and then we just have queen takes bishop here also. So my opponent resigned. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, I occasionally get a good game. Good day. I better go. I promised.